I'm not ready.
Well, we're rolling right now, so that's great that you said you're not ready, because this is a conversation from the frunk on another edition of Don't Waste Your Time. This video, I think it's for you because I'm talking to the world famous Jeff Cadman. Actually, it's Jeffrey Cadman, who is the vice president of the Maryland Tesla's owner group. Did I say that right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so I've been knowing
Tesla Owner Club. Yep.
Owner Club. I've been knowing Jeffrey since 2015.
Yeah.
We met in Williamsburg, Virginia, at a huge event back in the day. Huge event, 3 days in Williamsburg, learning about Teslas, parking. Had a nice drive up from Yorktown to Jamestown. Very, very nice. And now he's here on a cloudy day, talking about why EV. Why do you own an EV? Because you are one of the original OGs.
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah,
back to 2013.
Yes, 2013 Model S.
And, and the story starts back in 2011.
Okay, let's go with that story.
When Tesla just made these expensive roadsters, and was reading about it on the internet, and was ready for a big boy car, get out of that Prius, and saw this Model S, and started out at a pretty reasonable price. It was going to be that midlife crisis car.
Mm-hmm.
The wife, my bean counter, approved, and then we went ahead and put an order down in November 2011, and then waited and waited and waited. I did not get the loaded up Model S. I got the 60 kilowatt, so that added to the weight, because the way that Tesla does it is you spend some coin, and you're gonna get your car fast.
And with that said, it did the signature red series first, I'm sure. Then it went to the biggest battery down to the lowest battery, and there you were. And it was a rear wheel drive too, wasn't it?
Yep.
60 kilowatt. I remember that.
Still got it.
I remember that. You do. That's right. That's what's.
We can have the conversation from my trunk instead of your trunk.
Your license plate is dark energy. Off of that vehicle, but now you have elevated your game to the Model 3.
Yeah.
And so you have the license plates. Of course, I still love you.
Yeah.
A lot of people can't figure that out. But why did you jump from the Model S to the Model 3? Was it about time? Did the car show its age or anything like that?
At the time I ordered the Model 3, Model S was still perfectly fine. I don't even know if they did the refresh at that point. Mm-hmm. I think we had refresh going on, but because my car is original, has no parking sensors, no folding mirrors, no autopilot whatsoever, I thought of it as like the reset button. So I got the Model 3. It's got autopilot. I have the full self-driving beta now. It's been great.
So how many miles is on your Model S?
The Model S is at 104,000 miles.
Okay.
Yep.
Wow. Okay. Yeah. So it's tough to do a refresh.
And she is starting to show her age.
Yeah,
but
I can imagine.
It's in weird things that you wouldn't think about with a car, like all the infotainment system is starting to slow down, because now it's more like a computer on wheels than a car.
I do know that pain. And I made the switch from MCU1 to MCU2. The MCU1, I like reading the instructions, the owner's manual, but in my car at that time, reading that was just waiting and waiting and looking at this gray screen. It's like, is it ever going to boot up? And then the answer was, reset your car and it will boot up, and then you can read it one time and then it'll go away again. So I know that pain. So, wow, that's pretty awesome. Now, you have the Model 3. You are working full time. Basically, what you do as vice president is almost like a full-time job.
It's an extra job.
The things that you do. Now, how did you get involved with being the vice president of the official Tesla Maryland group?
So that's another long story, and you might not want to waste your time. You can fast forward now.
You can cut that. Then we can edit anything you want, but give us a rundown.
So when I had my order for the Model S, told you this is, put it in 2011. They started delivering cars 2012, and then I started seeing stuff on Twitter about these people, like the New York Times wrote a pretty bad article saying this Model S, it doesn't deliver the performance that Tesla says it does. It doesn't charge up right, and people had gotten their cars and they realized, no, it totally does that. You didn't follow the instructions. You just need to plug in when you get to. They had an agenda. So a group of owners that I saw on Twitter, never met these people, recreated the same trip that New York Times did, and they left from Rockville, Maryland, from their service center, which was a stone's throw from my house. And I'm sitting on my couch on a Sunday morning reading these things on Twitter. Shoot, these guys are right up the road. And I followed them. And it just so happens that some of the organizers live here in Maryland. So I got to meet Lanny Hartman, Peter Sukup.
Yep.
They were both on the original road trip. I don't think Rick Kessel had his Tesla at that point, but
maybe not.
But these are, you know, old school folks who've had EVs for a while.
Yep.
And yeah, opportunity came up. We met up and said, hey, we should do events like this. And we started having things. They did so the same set of folks, Aaron Schildkraut's the real founder. He came up with the idea of doing the road trip from DC up to Connecticut. And then fast forward a couple years, I got my Tesla probably 2 weeks after they recreated this New York Times thing. And we started doing meetups. Met up in DC, Rock Creek Park, Sociability Run. And then these crazy guys, they drove cross country in their Teslas. And that became at Tesla Road Trip. It was a whole Twitter handle. It still exists. Got probably tens of thousands, if not 100,000 followers on it. And we took it, and that's how we got to Williamsburg. We did a meetup in DC prior to that. Ocean City. And there's no official owners club, so we were just doing this thing grassroots, putting it together.
Wow, that's awesome. Yeah, and I've been on some of those road trips, so I'm glad you tied that in. So before we go, if someone's sitting on the fence thinking about trying to buy an EV, they're not quite sure, what would you say to them?
This is the future. So I tell friends and family, don't buy another gas car. If you keep your car for anything more than 3, 4, 5 years, gas cars are going out. And if you're trying to save some money and you're on the fence about buying a car, don't drive one of these cars, because you will buy it. You will want it, and you will never go back.
Wow, well, that's great advice, and hopefully someone will listen to that and change their perspective on life and become an energy efficient person like us. And that's what it's all about, keeping this world safe for our grandkids and kids' kids and stuff like that. So thank you, Jeffrey, for wasting a bit of time. The world famous Jeffrey Cadman. Thank you so much,
And we are out.